So in this video, just going to compare monoculture to permaculture. So as you just seen, this is a huge project, and it's probably 100 rye. And what they're doing here is they've cleared all the land. This used to be a rubber plantation, and further up there they planted lots of durian, but they didn't grow because they had no water, a very small pond. So now they've dug a huge pond out, and then they're transferring all this soil up here, and they make these mounds, and I'm not sure, no one's actually explained to me why they make these mounds to plant durian in. I guess it's to keep the roots from sitting in water. That would make sense, but then it doesn't make sense when it's on the side of a hill and things like that. So but anyway, everybody else does it, so these guys are doing it too. So they've been doing this for like a month. Major excavation, major plan work, lots of heavy machinery, and you can see it's pretty much, it's dead, it's lifeless, and they'll put irrigation into all this. We've had some rain the last week as well, but that pond they just dug, it's got nothing in it, so I don't think it's ever going to get anything in it, because if the soil is porous instead of more clay, then it's not going to fill up. I think that's the problem with it. But they will irrigate each one of these. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of trees here, all the same, all durian, monoculture. Totally against what nature is actually about. Nature is just multiple plants all growing together, all helping each other out, competing with each other for the light, for the soil, for the food, for the water. But this would be all monoculture, so it'd just be all durian plants, which is like, they're going crazy for the last few years, planting durian absolutely everywhere in this part of Thailand. And yeah, it's totally lifeless. I mean, you know what life was here in the monoculture here before, which is, as I say, was rubber. They've taken all that out. Any life was left in there after an old rubber plantation, 20-30 years old. It's just been ripped out. It's just bare soil now, exposed to the sun. It's killing the soil, it's killing everything, and then they'll just add hormones to the trees to make them grow, lots of pesticides, herbicides, and that'll be it. And then sell the product to China. That's what the big craze is. Jack Ma sold 100,000 durian in 5 minutes or something like that on Alibaba. Since then, that was a few years ago, since then Thailand's been going crazy, just ripping everything down and planting durian. Whether it's just quite a I don't mind it as a fruit, but I want to eat it every day. And whether, and there's a lot of Chinese people, or whether there's the amount that we're planting here now, whether it's just a craze, or whether it's going to be, it's not a staple diet food or anything like that. So whether it's a craze is going to continue, or people had it, didn't like it, tried it once, not again. I don't know, we'll see. But this is what it's all about. This is a monoculture. Now let's go look at some permaculture and see the difference. So you can see, just driving in to our permaculture farm, how it looks totally different to the monoculture. So there's many different things going on here. For instance, this is called azula. So we grow this. This is great for the chickens, for extra food for the chickens, but also it acts as a green mulch, so or green manure rather. Also, you can see some frogs are there's some eggs in there as well, some toads. So we've got lots of different flowers to bring in. Lots of nice insects and pollinators and all. This is a little nursery area we've just got set up, so we're going to get planting out. Now this just banged my head. We're just trying this back to Eden method here, so we literally just got some beds made up and start planting in them. Just did this yesterday actually, so I don't know if you can see that. So we've got 3 raised beds, like a Monoculture bed, small ones, and then we're planting directly into them and then growing up onto these trellises we put up a couple of weeks before. So the idea here is going to be totally mixed. We've got in the center we've got originally we've got corn going in, and then we'll add beans when the corn starts growing to grow up the corn, and then across the ground to cover the ground we'll put in some squash. In the first bed here we're going to put in some gourd, or phoc as they call it in Thailand here. This little trench, this stops the water from the water. We're on an incline all the way down here from the gate, so the water used to rush down here and wash all this away. We've been here for like 2 years now, so I've got small trenches further up there, another one down here, and it just slows the water down and sinks it into the ground. And then we run some off to the other side over there where we've got some fruit trees as well. So again, in here I've got some morning glory just planted yesterday, and some melons. So hopefully they can climb up the wall, this fence here, cover the ground. And then the last bed, what we're going to plant in there, I can't remember what we're going to plant in there. Then we've got these extra beds, so I won't try to remember, because I really can't remember what I'm going to plant in there, top of my head. But then we've got some just all sorted things here. We've got some aubergines and some perennial spinach, some lemongrass, some mint. I've got a vanilla plant just down here as well. Some nice orchid there as well, and a few other things. So this area of the farm used to be lychee, longan, and then over the next section we've got mangosteen, and then over the next section again we have rambutan. But in mixed with that we've got some durian. I've just planted some mulberries, so we've got a couple of mulberries there. I'm going to make them into an arch to walk through. We've got cacao, so we're big on cacao, so we've planted a lot. Mainly we bought this land to plant cacao, and we're growing it in a permaculture setting. Cacao generally grows in a jungle kind of setting, so this is what we want to emulate rather than a monoculture. I see lots of people buy land and just plant in rows and rows of cacao. I personally think that would be hard work. You have to irrigate all the time. Oh, we've got irrigation in here, but this is all put in before we actually had the cacao. This is just for some of the other trees. It was already in historically when we got the farm. So there's a cherry tree here. Rambutan, some flowers, coconuts, mac trees, mac palm, guava, bilimbis. Got some fruit on here. I took a load off actually, but nice tree, bilimbi. Super healthy fruit, super sour too. Some quiet taste. This is like some ficus. It's a wild plant, but it produces a flower, an amazing flower once a year. So these pop up every now and again throughout the property, but we left them here. I chop a few down to get in the way if they really... I use them for shading the trees initially, and then I kind of chop them down. But I leave some as well. neem trees, always beneficial for the gardens, and the compost teas. A couple of date palms, bananas, more bananas, starfruit trees, small starfruit. So this is all just getting going really. Cherry tree, jackfruit tree, more figures, pineapples, and then we've got a pond. So we have a pond here. This is used for irrigation. It's about 6 meters deep, but we've got it stocked with fish as well. So we've got a taptim, which is a tilapia. So that's all stocked with tilapia and catfish actually. And here we've got this wall of mainly bananas. It needs a bit of a clean out. Get around to it. It's got some small coconut trees in there as well. And then this section we've got a durian, but we've also got another neem tree, another starfruit tree, a couple of chocolate trees. I had another one, but the water got so high last year. The chocolate tree, what am I talking about? Cacao tree. It died. On the ground here, you may see, instead of having grass, we've tried to replace that and get a cover with perennial peanut. So that's a nitrogen fixer. So we'll put this into this section, and then you can probably hear in the background we've got geese. So part of permaculture is utilising animals as part of the system to keep it healthy, so they eat all the bugs. The geese actually keep the grass down. We bought 2 geese. They had 1 small goose, a gosling, Christmas Day, which we call Christmas, and then we had 2 more a couple of days ago, which is on a Buddhist holiday called Ma Ka. So they're called Ma and Ka. So 2 more geese. So we now have 5 geese to keep the grass down and look after the place for us. More cacao trees and all flowering up quite nicely down here. I like it here, it's really going well. More durian, lots of bananas, different kinds of bananas. More cacao. Some other plants were already here, we left them here. Take them out as the other trees get bigger. They're good for shading, good for mulch. And we've got cacao, mainly down here we've got cacao and coconut. And then some lychees, small lychee trees that we're just going to keep super small. So that's, and we've got chickens obviously. We have chickens, a flock of about 10, 12 chickens down here. Again, they provide us with eggs and look after the ground. They, you can see they're scratchy, all come around the trees and scratch it up, break these leaves up, speed up the process of breaking those leaves down and all that kind of stuff. They eat all the bugs. And this is the rambutan section mainly. But even in this section, we plant where we cut these trees down a lot because they haven't been done for like 20 years. Put a mulberry there, so it drops its fruit for the chickens. Just put some flowers in, bring more bees down to the area. See ficus, banana, other figures. There's lots of wildflowers here as well. So we encourage the wildflowers because you don't have to do anything. They want to grow, so let them grow. Nice durian tree there. Durian's just dropped a small fruit. It's got a bit cardboard on the back, but that's a small durian. These get huge, absolutely huge. So As you see, these still pretty wild here. These are beautiful little flowers. Like a little cup. Have a white leaf and a beautiful yellow flower. And then around the back here we have coffee. It's not planted in the best location because it gets quite a bit of sun. Coffee likes more shade. But they'll pull through, I'm sure, eventually. And then we get so many pineapple. Once the pineapples produce fruit, we plant it and get another one. So we plant these down the fence line. They're growing quite well. This tree here is a mango plum tree. Where is that? Let's have a look. Mango plum tree. This tree produced really well last year, and it's our first year. It's really good. This year's not looking too as good, but it's still looking okay. It's early days yet for mangoes. So there seems to be quite a few on it. It's not too bad. Well, last year, so these are really small plum kind of sized mangoes. Such a really good high price here in Thailand. Look, lizards flying around. So this place has a lot more life in it, a lot more diversity. It's a lot more natural. So if you go to a jungle or a forest, it's more like this. It's teeming with life, all supporting each other. Here comes the chickens. Our closest ancestors to dinosaurs. Here's the girls. Alright girls. Good job. Well done. So even this way, nice teas from these. Chrysanthemums. Some more pineapples, some more coffee. All very young. And then just little sections of the garden we just plant out with all kinds of stuff. So there's more vanilla. I think we've got about 50 vanilla plants around these trees. More bananas, more cacao. Just flowers, mulberries, cherry, another durian tree. Mangosteen. Not a good year for mangosteen anywhere. They're usually full of fruit this time of year. But no one's got any mangosteen this year. I don't know why. Having a rest year. Last year was a bumper year, so it's having a rest this year. Some wild eggplant. That's a wild eggplant. That's a big orange furry fruit. There's another one here, a bit more mature, under the tree. So very good. Some chilies just coming there. Some more perennial spinach. Some dill. Pandan grass, coffee, and a couple of cacao trees. Lots of orchids. So you see the diversity, just little flowers are planted everywhere. And here we've got like these water catchments. Again, they've got we call these water cabbages. Again, chickens love these, geese love them. And so some extra food. Probably just use them as compost. Put them in the compost pile or put them directly around the trees just to feed them. And just keeps going on. Little water features here, ducks and geese like that. This was all smashed down a few weeks back, or a couple of months back, when a tree fell across all this section here. So we've had it all rebuilt, everything replaced, all the water catchments. And we're going to get some catfish in here. But in the meantime, we've got tadpoles. So lots of toads and frogs have laid all their eggs here. And we'll wait till they get a bit bigger and jump off, and then we'll replace those with some catfish, which then we easy to eat, easy to catch, rather than in the pond. That's why our catfish are in the pond, is because Hello, putty cat. Where are you? So we've got the rat catcher. And then we've got this new little bit of garden around the back of this. We just stepped this. Planted some bird of prey, some hibiscus. It's got some papaya growing back there. Got this palm. And then I planted some squash, and it's just gone crazy. Also in here we've got this here, which is a kiwi plant. So I need to train that to get it up there. It's going to go all across there and give the pond some shade. Got lots of squash and loves this area. Stood under a big mango tree. That got damaged in there when the other tree fell down. This lychee tree, this big lychee tree back here. Oh, up here, huge lychee. Just missed the house, which is a blessing. So we've got the geese here, just coming towards the nursery. And Christmas at the back. $1 and euro, the parents, and then we got the two small ones. 2 weeks old now. Pretty cute. So that's the systems. Multiple plants, all planted on top of each other. So we have ground covers, we have the big trees, we have bushes, we have vine creepers and growing plants like that. And then we have the chickens and the geese pooping and eating the grass and pooping it all out, fertilising everywhere. There's no pesticides, herbicides, hormones used on anything in this place. And sometimes we come down here towards the end of the day. It's hot now, it's nearly midday, but in the beginning of the day, the end of the day, when it's cools down a bit, especially if we've got the water on, this place is just humming with squirrels and all kinds of beautiful birds. We get a pack of like laughing thrushes, which are really fun to watch. A big flock of those. They look like miniature bald eagles, like a brown bird with a white head, and they chatter and they land in the trees, but they eat on the floor, and they chat. They're fun to watch, crazy birds. We've got kingfishers and drongos and all kinds of really beautiful things going on here. So it looks, to some people, it could probably look like a bit of a mess, but that's the whole idea. It's to create a environment working with nature rather than against it. So that's what it's all about. Where you see where we've just been, they got all that heavy duty plant. These birds are so loud. We've got that heavy duty plant going on. It's like, it's cost the earth, it's unnatural. They're creating an environment that's unnatural. That creates that they have to use herbicides, pesticides, hormones to keep these trees alive, because they're not in a natural environment. So they have to pump all the water up there. They're relying on all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, a lot of cost. Where this pretty much manages itself. I literally do. I come down here on a Saturday and Sunday. Look at this tree. This tree kind of fell over, but it's been growing on this side, and we just clean it up every now and again. But I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that is just full of limes. It's just full of limes, hundreds of them. They're all quite small at the moment, but this tree produces really well since we've been in the last couple of years. And we don't do anything, we just pick them. We call these manao in Thailand, but it's lime, as we know in England and the US. So plenty of lime, always have plenty of bananas, plenty of limes. Other fruits are seasonal, and the gardens are coming on quite nicely as well. So with this place and our other place, which is a permaculture food forest where we grew from scratch, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Self-sufficient wise, not 100%, but we know where most of our food comes from. It's super healthy, with no nasty additives from these big agro pharmaceutical companies spraying all their poison on the crops and then charging the earth for them. I mean, that place we've just been to, the cost of that work, I hate to think how much it's costing them. You gotta sell a lot of durian in the future to get that money back, to draw even, to start making a profit. And also, while you're growing it, you've got all your other inputs, all your herbicides, pesticides and hormones you have to spray on everything to bring that along as well. So it looks good, massive farm, massive piece of land, monocrop, but it costs a lot of money to make a bit of money. And if some disease came around that was resistant to the pesticides and herbicides, which they generally do, they get resistant to all this kind of stuff. They get so reliant on it. It just decimates it, especially if it's literally a monocrop. It's the durian's all one variety. There's many different varieties, of course, but if this is GMO, just one variety, then it is very susceptible. All your eggs are in one basket, basically. So you don't want that. You want the resilience of nature. It's been around forever. It doesn't need us interfering too much. We can just help it along a little bit. That's the idea of what we're doing here with permaculture, is just help it along a little bit, speed things up. But generally, just step back, enjoy it, and get the results. So that's it. So that's the difference. Hope you can see that. Just wanted to share that with you. I pass those plant works every day, so it does my head in. But anyway, that's me. It's not the same for everyone, but yeah. So permaculture, what would you prefer? Nice natural surroundings like this, free of pesticides and herbicides, or buy your product with who knows what's been added to it, and grown in that kind of system which just decimates all of nature. There's no birds, there's no wildlife, there's no life in the soil, and there's no life in the soil, there's no life, basically. So that's monoculture. That's one of the problems. There's there shouldn't be any food shortages. If everybody had a small garden like this, or a lot of people, or a community had a garden that worked on this principle. I mean, I actually did another video which just one rye, just tiny piece of land, a quarter of an acre, and totally self-sufficient, growing mushrooms, keeping animals, growing only fruit and veg, and raised beds. It is doable. You don't need a lot of land, so communities can do it, or families can do it, and you're pretty much self-sufficient. It's not that hard to do, but we're led to believe we need these big monocrops, big farms, big ag, pesticides, herbicides, all this kind of garbage, and it's a complete bullshit. It's all a lie. Excuse my French, but this is the way. It really is. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to start doing something today. I can't put it off any longer. I'm only here for a couple of days a week, really. So I'm going to get planting in my little garden, and then I'll go and clean the chickens out. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Dollar.